One popular topic I have seen discussed among Spider-Man and MCU fans is how exactly could Doctor Strange introduce the multiverse to Peter Parker and open up the Spider-Verse. Everybody seems to be making it too complicated, so let's get to that. So people are really starting to overcomplicate this entire multiverse, Spider-Verse future for Spider-Man and what could happen. Everybody thinks it has to take like a trilogy of movies or something, or it has to be explained slowly to the audiences because everybody's not going to understand it. Guys, go back to Guardians of the Galaxy. They explained how important the Infinity Stones were and what they were and how dangerous they were in like 35 seconds, okay? You knew automatically there what these things were, what they could do, what the power was. Let's brush it aside, continue on with the plot, and enjoy the film. They do this with every MCU thing that everybody thinks is going to be too complex or take a lot of time, because they got talented writers to be able to tackle it with ease. Go to Spider-Man Far From Home, for example. When he talks to Mysterio about the multiverse possibly existing and all that, even though it's all a trick, he already knows what he's talking about. He's very smart. Doctor Strange understands this concept because he's the Sorcerer Supreme. You don't need to beat people over the head with these things because people go into these movies expecting a good ride and they expect to enjoy it, and you can drop the basics on them and they'll understand the concept. So what we know is the third Spider-Man film is going to deal with the whole identity crisis and the revelation to everybody in regards to Peter's identity and Spider-Man's identity and all that. So, okay, cool. That's great. That's one plot point we know will factor into it. Doctor Strange will be his mentor. Doctor Strange is going into the multiverse of madness. Doctor Strange in this multiverse will see other versions of familiar characters. Why wouldn't they put in a cameo of one of the former Spider-Men, maybe Andrew Garfield, maybe Tobey Maguire, maybe a new actor as Spider-Man, and then when he gets back to the normal continuity, he mentions to Peter that he saw alternative versions of him. With Electro being added to the MCU, with the same actor playing him, we can all pretty much assume that it's some sort of multiverse mess-up that's getting characters to cross over, and again, there's your simple explanation there. Messing with the multiverse, with time, with space, with all the Infinity Stones has caused some really strange things to happen. In Spider-Man 3, you can literally have Doctor Strange look into one of the other multiverses, ask for help from another Spider-Man, they show up in the movie, they can pretend to be that Spider-Man while Tom Holland is just there going, see? I'm not Spider-Man, I was framed. There's your easy out. You don't have to make an entire movie about just one concept, which is his identity getting revealed. If that's the thing, then every simple movie would have just one plot, no subplots or anything. And that's not how they're going to do it. You need multiple plots, multiple things, a reason for multiple actors to appear. And if you look at every single Spider-Man film in the MCU so far, although there's two I'm specifically talking about, I'm not talking about the ones he's in Avengers, but you could lump those in as well. Spider-Man Far From Home. Tony Stark is in there because it's his mentor, and he has a subplot as well of trying to keep Peter Parker on the down low so he can do his own thing and not try to go for the big guns, not try to show off. Far From Home. Nick Fury needs his help because everybody else is doing something else. By the end of the movie, we figure out what exactly is going on, who's behind everything, how the strings are being pulled differently. Again, think about that for a second. In the third film, Doctor Strange will have some important role in it. They can't just add the Sorcerer Supreme and have him not do anything. I mean, who's to say it's not going to be handled like this? Halfway into Spider-Man 3, Doctor Strange goes, man, there's some really weird stuff happening with the multiverse, wanting to really mess things up. I gotta go for a little bit. And he leaves Peter Parker on his own. By the end of the movie, Peter looks like everything is lost. He's got the court date and everything. There's a couple villains showing up from the multiverse. Doctor Strange is in there to help. In the Doctor Strange movie, it takes place during the course of Spider-Man 3, and we see him by the end of the movie assemble a couple new Spider-Men and sends them through to help Peter out. That plays out in Spider-Man 3, and then in Doctor Strange we see it conclude. I mean, again, we don't know what they have in mind. It's simple. I think people are really overthinking this whole concept. That's the point.